Hi, everyone. We have author Lavette here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lavette Shirley Elee. I'm originally from Tucson, Arizona. I am a PA. I'm an author of 3 children's books. I'm the owner of LS Elee Creations. I'm a mother of 2 boys, one who is named Zion, and he is 18 as of last week, and then one who is actually 2 years old, Zakari. And they're very sweet. In my free time, I like to kickbox, and I love karaoke. Obviously, the kickboxing is a great release of stress, so that's been really, really important this year. Just writing has now become a new release for me.
How long have you been writing?
Oh, gosh, I've been writing for a long time. I will say this new adventure for me has only been for the last year. But years and years ago, when I was going through a really hard time in my life, I actually turned to writing as well. For the last several years in between, I've been, going to school. I got my, bachelor's in 2009, my master's in 2012, and I'm actually working toward my doctorate now. So I've been really busy in the last couple of years and with the boys. But in this year where I needed to kind of find a way to release my anxiety and fears and things like that, I kind of poured into my writing. I kind of revived that, joy of writing and learned to love it again.
Okay. How many books have you wrote?
I've written 3 so far, and there's one additional one in the works now. So the other initial books that I've written have all just been by me, but now I'm actually working to start collaborating with some other PAs in various specialties, just to make the books more relatable to their fields and make sure that they are actually accurate.
Okay, and they're all children's books, right?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so tell us about your books.
Yeah. So the book that I really wanted to share with you guys today, it's actually called Remarkably You, Remarkably Me. And this book is an affirmation poem. And the goal of the book was to actually help young girls with building self-confidence. And that is in a way that they are able to actually support each other. So the book actually starts off talking about, self-confidence, talking about how important you are, how important young girls are, and then it turns to the end and it starts talking about how other girls are also strong and powerful and unique and different, and that it's important for us to support each other so that we were able to grow together and actually be stronger together.
Okay, and what inspired you to write this book?
I'd have to say it's something that I just wish I would have had when I was a young girl. I mean, you run into people all the time who just, don't see themselves as being beautiful, don't see themselves as being, somebody to look up to and really walk in fear, or don't walk because they're fearful, and don't do things that are, like write books or do things that they want to do, or live in their dreams because they're so scared of what other people will think, what other people will do, or afraid that they just won't have the support. So I just wanted to, try to start instilling in girls at a younger age that, first we need to be confident. First, we need to understand how powerful we are. And then once we understand that, then we aren't going to be envious or, afraid to support somebody else. When we understand that together, we can actually do more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And how did you come up with the cover?
That was something I worked with my illustrator. So I knew what I wanted as far as the, images on the inside. I just wanted them to be images of various girls. I didn't want it to just be all black or white. I wanted to make sure that it was very diverse. So I, told him exactly what I wanted, for each girl on the inside. And then I wanted to make sure that everybody understood or could look at the cover and understand what the book was going to be about. So, I wanted it to be, the girls kind of looking at each other, holding each other's hands, being supportive. And, that to me was the best way to illustrate that.
Okay. And how long did it take you to finish writing the book?
Um, that took me to write the book. So I've been writing poetry for a while. So the poem just came to me probably in about, in a day or two.
Okay.
But, making, adjustments and making sure that it all made sense, reading it aloud and, making those small adjustments, probably a couple of weeks. But then to, make sure that the illustrations were correct and editing and everything, it took probably more like 3 months.
Okay. Okay. And you said you have two others, right? You want to
I
discuss those
do,
as well?
yeah.
Yes.
So, like I said, I am a PA. So, my very first book was called I Saw My PA Today. So that's this book here. And this book came about because I work in urgent care, and I see a lot of children come into the urgent care, and they're just absolutely terrified to be there. And it seems like no matter it could be their nose is running, and they think we're going to give them injections and shots, and So this book was just it goes through the urgent care visit of a young girl, and it's from her perspective. She's running around, she's having a great day, she falls down and she gets a cut in her knee, and she's thinking she's going to get stitches, and she's absolutely terrified. So it just goes through all of her feelings and emotions. Then she comes to the urgent care, she sees a PA, she has a great visit, ultimately discovers that it's really not as bad as she thought it was going to be in the first place. And then she leaves. And, my goal in writing this book was just once again to help children deal with their fears of going to medical facilities. But I also wanted to introduce children to PAs because we've been around for a long, long time. And a lot of people just don't really know what we do. And then also in hopes to attract children to wanting to be, in a medical profession.
Okay.
Yeah. And the third book is called My Primary Care PA. So now we're moving from urgent care to primary care. So this book will actually follow a young boy, and he doesn't understand why he has to go to the doctor because he's like, I'm fine. Like I didn't injure myself. I've gone to the bathroom today. Like there's no reason. Didn't sprain my ankle. He's wondering why he has to go. So it goes through the same thing. His emotions and feelings there. He actually goes and has blood drawn, but he's courageous and gets through the visit. And same thing, just wanting to allow children or give them an ideal of what to expect going to their primary care. And knowing sometimes you do have to get, shots or blood work done, but, if you're strong, you'll go there. We're there to support you. And it's not as scary as it, as
Right.
it seems.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with kids and I know my son he used to have a fit.
Yeah.
Anything that looks sharp and pointy, I mean, at the dentist, I'm like, it's only an x-ray machine. It was something up there that looked pointy. He was like, no, that's the needle.
No, absolutely not. Yeah. And it's funny because, we say kids, but it's adults too. So many adults will not go to the doctor. They do not go, and they're so fearful. So, starting at, a young age, actually, getting a sense of, what to expect and kind of quelling that fear early, I feel like will help as adults them to continue going to the doctor. And we need to be doing that.
Absolutely. So where can we purchase your books?
So my books are all on Amazon. To make things easier, I do have a website. It's lseleecreations.com. If you go to the My Books tab, then all three of my books, if you have a direct link to Amazon to purchase those books. Okay. There's also a blog there. There's also a little shop, so you can always visit the website and just check all the tabs.
And where can we find you on social media?
Oh, I am on Twitter at Lavette Shirley, and then Instagram is Miss_Elee and the number 1. And Facebook is Lavette Shirley writes children's books. It's long.
How do you think being a writer has helped you personally?
I think it's helped me to come out of my shell a bit. I've always just like so many other people, I've always been fearful of like putting something out into the world that I've created because you always feel like people are just going to shut it down, So it's just helped me to gain a little bit more confidence in myself and not be afraid of a bad review or, somebody, it doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how, everybody gets bad reviews. So actually understanding that people are going to have different opinions, and that's exactly what it is, an opinion. It's helped me not to be afraid to step out of my comfort zone. So.
Perfect. And are you a reader as well?
Yeah, I do. I do read a lot. For me right now, being in school and like going to school for my doctorate, I don't have a lot of time to actually read for pleasure, unfortunately. So most of what I'm reading is medical journals, and so nothing fun right now.
Right now.
But stuff that's really relevant right now to a lot of things that are going on. So it does help me to understand a little bit more, get a little more insight on what's going on in the world right now. So it's good.
Okay. And your books are paperback, and are they on Kindle as well?
Yes, all of them are in Kindle and paperback. Yes, absolutely.
Is there anything else that you would like to tell us about your book?
We do want people to, take a look, especially at Remarkably You, Remarkably Me, buying them for your nieces, your daughters, reading it yourself. It's such a good confidence builder, and it really is, a powerful book. And I feel like anybody who has actually taken the time to open it up and read it has really enjoyed it. So do that. And then the PA books, just take a second just to find out who PAs are. You've probably seen a PA in the urgent care or in your doctor's office that didn't even know it. So just take a second to actually look us up, see what we're about, see who we are, look at our educational backgrounds, things like that, and consider becoming a PA.
And are you self-published?
I am, yes. All their books are self-published. I have been contacted by a publishing company, but we'll see.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How was that process for you?
For the first book, it was a little difficult. I think the formatting was the biggest thing. I would submit the book and then I'd get denied, and I was looking at YouTube videos. But now that I actually know what I'm doing, it's pretty easy and straight, pretty straightforward. But it was definitely an experience, and that took a long time for the first book to actually get it correct. But and I also make sure that when you are submitting, if you do want to self-publish, that you get that get a copy of the book before you actually release it, so that you know what's in it. Because sometimes it'll be approved, but there's something in there that's not quite right. And I did find that out about my second and third book.
Okay, well, I'm glad you kept going. You didn't get discouraged.
I know, I almost did the first time. So I was like, I got to keep doing this. I think it's important, but I almost did stop a couple times. But yes, thank you.
Good. Do you see yourself writing any books for adults?
I'm the type of person that when I think of an ideal, I do jot it down. I always do that. I think it's so important. A lot of times you'll come back to that ideal later and you're like, that was a good ideal, and you'll go ahead and go with it. So there are a couple of ideas I've jotted down recently. And I do think that certainly is something I will do in the future. I think I need more time, obviously, to focus on that. That's something that I do want to do. So I want to make sure it's right. So once I finish school, I think that's something that I want to focus on. So probably the next year or two.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I've enjoyed my time here with you.
Thank you. All right, everyone, that was author Lavette Shirley. I'm going to leave all of the links below. Make sure you like and subscribe.